Why, hello everyone, Linda Reed-Enever, and welcome to another Tips Tuesday session. And apologies, my phone is going and I should have turned that off. But welcome to another Tips Tuesday session. It is exciting to have you here, and I'm excited to see you all for this Tips Tuesday, where we're going to delve into the world of what I like to call bite-sized and snackable content. So if this is your first time joining me, please say hello in the comments. And a Tips Tuesday session is all about sharing some small tips that will help you along the way with your marketing message to share your business and to market your business out there in the world of not only social media, but to your audience and to your ideal clients. And that's what we're talking about today. So if you have not met me before, I'm Linda Reed-Enever. I'm an ideas and marketing strategist, and I help you take those ideas, get that knowledge out of your head and take it to market. And that's exactly what I do. Okay, so let's delve into today's topic, which is all about the power of bite-sized and snackable content when it comes to message. So what do I mean by snackable content or bite-sized content? Because I'm using another marketing term. What I mean is content that is really simple and easy to digest for your audience. So it's not content that's massive, and it's normally consumed in under 3 minutes. Okay, so we're talking about our short form videos, we're talking about memes, we're talking about Instagram posts, we're talking about really short form pieces of content that people can engage with quickly and easily along the way. And all you've got to do is think about right now the push that all the social channels are putting out there for us to be getting our reels, TikToks, short form videos, YouTube shorts, all of that sort of stuff. The algorithms are pushing the forms of bite-sized and snackable content. Short videos, all of those sorts of things are popping up. And it means it's time for us to up our bite-sized content game along the way. So most people are consuming content now, especially on social channels, on their mobile device, which means that they're doing it in between things, which also means that we've got a great opportunity to share our message in short, sharp bursts where they can digest it really easily and engage with it and continue on with their day, but continue to pop up and continue to remind them that we are there. So some bite-sized content tips you can share when it comes to sharing snackable or bite-sized content is your top 5 tips. Now you can take those top 5 tips that you might have done in a long form blog post or a long form video and break them down into individual videos and make them part of a series, which makes them bite-sizable, easy to digest, and people are able to interact and engage with that content. Now you can also do with the same sort of content. You can also, take it in and maybe use some tips and link off to those blog posts. So when we're using bite-sized and snackable content, we can actually use it to link off to other things. So we might do a tip, and then in the comment section, we might say, if you want to read about this or you want to go into this topic further, head off to my blog or link in bio or those sorts of things, so that we've got a really good call to action to help people move forward. The next thing you can do is you can use your products and walkthroughs as bite-sized content. Show people how to use something. I did one on TikTok over the weekend, which was a preview of the Business Life Planner, which is just a really fast screencast of what we've got and what's coming through in the marketing planner. Oh, sorry, the marketing planner, not the Business Life Planner. I don't have that one yet. But we did a really quick screencast of what was going on and how to use your products and services are an amazing way for people to be able to connect with your content. So you might show them a little hack on, if you're a product-based business, on how to use a product, or a button that you didn't know, or something you didn't know, or I bet you didn't know it did this. If you're a marketer or a coach or you're working in the space, you might just take a few minutes to show someone how to do something that's going to make an impact on their life, and it's bite-sized and snackable, and they're getting a win from it, and encourages them to come back and either watch more of your bite-sized content or find more of your bite-sized, or find more about you and make that contact with you because that tip gave them a really good win. You can highlight a blog post or a podcast using image to text, text to image videos, which like Lumen 5 and those tools that take the video and then take the text and make it into a video. You could also use Wave, or you could use Headliner to create podcast audiograms so that you've got short pieces of content. So you take the key messages out of podcasts and put them into short, sharp, snackable bites. Look, even my podcast is really, we don't even go to much further than 10 minutes on the Talk podcast. And that's because we want to provide snackable content along the way. Okay, the other thing that we can look at is you can be a bit light. You can make it a bit funny. You can make it easy to eat content. You can do some GIFs, some memes, some funny competitions, some moments behind the scenes where you do things along the way. And you can just, share some fun, share some entertainment. content. And, you think about a cocktail party. We have, the good food for us. We have the bad food for us. And then we have the entertaining food. And, I go back to a story that I talk about quite often. In my days, there used to be a running joke that every birthday party, someone would bring fairy bread because it connected us to our childhood. And it's still a story that I tell 20 years on. I don't think we've stopped bringing fairy bread apart from to our children's parties for a long time. But we used to always bring fairy bread to birthday parties. So do that. Have a conversation with your people and do some fun bite-sized content. Now, here's some tips of when creating bite-sized content. And it is really important that we follow these tips because we want to make sure that we are providing enough of a win, or we're linking it through to a series if it's going to be part of a series. And we just say, the next video, tune in for the next video, or whatever you need to say about that so that they can understand that it's a series, or say part 1 or part 2 along the way. We want to regram and retweet other people's content. Okay, because especially if our people are doing something amazingly well, or there's an industry thought leader that has a video or something that you think your people are going to relate to, that is one of the quickest ways to share some snackable content on your end. Do some bite-sized content is retweet, reshare, share it to your story if your people does well. If someone tags you and you're involved in something, add it to your Instagram story. If you see a video your audience would like, add it, share it with them, either whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's Twitter, just share it with them so that they can actually engage with it. And if your clients and customers do something good, make them feel good and make them feel recognized by sharing that with them as well. So sharing what they are doing really well. And they're all really simple, easy pieces of content because you're actually sharing someone else's content that's snackable and bite-sized, but also shows you as a very supportive and engaged person. And by doing that, we're also creating engagement karma, which therefore means that when we're sharing our snackable and bite-sized content, we have a little bit more chance as far as the laws coming to place of reciprocity. I can't get that word out ever. But we have that in karma that other people will share our stuff along the way. Now, I have some amazing bite-sized tools, and I will come back and put the links in for you at the very, very end that I love to use. Lumen 5 is my favorite text-to-video editor. Wave is great for taking little bits of bite-sized content out. And Emoto is another great tool that we like for creating short, sharp little ads, like what are you looking for in a story? We create a little bit of fun with them. We tend to have a little bit of fun with emotions and that sort of stuff. Missing Letter takes my blog posts and turns it into 12 different posts. Well, it takes all of our posts and turns them into 12 different posts for the year. Canva is obviously, we love creating things with Canva here. So using Canva will help us create those memes, those GIFs, those social graphics. And if you create a template batch, you're in a really good position to be able to move forward. Headliner, as I mentioned before, is our go-to tool for creating little animations of our podcast and little audio waves so that we can share them out and then link in bio or link to the podcast so that we can attract podcast listeners that way. And then I also have got a brand new tool in my toolkit called Pictory, which I'm loving because it allows me to take snippets of text in a video and start to be able to create that. So I will include that tips list in the comments for you very, very shortly after we finish this Tips Tuesday session. So the thing about snackable and bite-sized content, it is all about delivering content to your audience that they can easily engage with, they can easily get involved with, and they can find simply and easily and digest and take a win along the way. So I'm going to leave you a little bit of homework this week. Go and get your top tips. Go and take your top 5 tips, your top 10 tips, whatever it is, and start to create yourself out a little bit of a bite-sized content plan. And by doing that, you're able to get started and work with starting to create some little tips. So you can take that, make it some video series, make it some little Instagram images, all of those things by those top tips. And if you have blog posts, then we want to be taking those videos and putting them on Pinterest and Instagram and making them pins as well. And if you really want to delve into the world of short form video with me, we have a working day online in October, on October 14. It is October 14, and we're going to be running from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on working on that video content and working on how you can share that message, get that message out to people, and really create some short form video content as well. And if you're around this morning after this, I'm jumping straight off this webinar. Well, not straight off. I'm jumping off this webinar. I'm going to give you guys the tools post, and then we have a skills webinar with Kylie Martin. That is all set and ready to go on pricing strategies. So I'm going to pop in the skills webinar for you to have a look at there as well. I would love to see you in all of those sessions today over the next little while. The short form workshop, I think, has got another 3 spaces left in it. and then we're ready. Then that one's already full. And then what else is happening? That's pretty much it. So go take your top 5 tips. Look at how you can make it snackable and bite-sized content that your audience can engage with. And chances are it's actually evergreen content. So you can add it to your evergreen content flow in Meet Edgar or one of those other amazing tools out there where you are programming your social content. So there we go. We've finished another Tips Tuesday session. Next week's Tips Tuesday session, I'm actually going to be joined with Grace from Restream. We're actually going into the details around creating bear with me. We're going around the opportunities about skills and trust and credibility with live streaming. So just like I'm doing here, I use Restream to live stream, and we're going into that one, and that'll be at 11 o'clock on the Tuesday morning. So I won't be here at 9:30. We'll be here a little bit later next week. Okay, until next week, I will see you next time. Bye, guys.